All right, welcome back. We are here. We are an hour behind schedule. Just about to watch Flint roller derby wearing white taking on Lansing rolling black. This is the first time these two teams have faced off in ever. The last time Flint played a Lansing team, it was before the pandemic when they were still two Lansing teams. This is Flint's first time bouting the new and improved Lansing roller derby. And both teams are anxious to get this started. And we have a lead jammer. It is number 0, Barbie Flay of Lansing. But Anna Maniac is through that pack just a little bit faster. Just before Anna gets to the pack, taking a cue from coaches Yar and Bad Aptitude, Barbie calls it off, and our jam timer, Marianne, is calling for an official timeout. Yeah, exactly. There's the long whistle. And now the scoreboard is settled out now. AK has made the announcement. Since we are an hour behind schedule, we will have no halftime and no clocks, no timeouts during this bout. We got To Be Frank, number 2 on the jam line for Flint, joined by Emotional Jammage of Lansing, and our jammers are neck and neck. But To Be Frank is lead. Lansing keeping this pack moving at top speed, but To Be Frank gets to the pack a little speedier, takes a big hit from Ms. Hyde, and Frank calls it off. Flint now on the board for 2 points, and Lansing held scoreless. Sweet Poison, number 82, skating up to the jam line for Lansing roller derby, joined by number 15, Gigi Spitfire, wearing the star for Flint. Number 10, Lucille Brawl of Lansing, holding together that wall. Inzi Mood also going to come in to assist there with that 4 wall. Social Smacktivist also coming in from the inside on Gigi. Inzi's got to let Gigi go. Gigi Spitfire gonna be lead jammer. This was a power jam for Flint. I don't know how I missed that. Sweet Poison was in the penalty box there. And Gigi making quick work of that Lansing wall, picking up 4 points on that pass. And that was Sweet Poison's first pass through the pack. Gigi coming in for a second scoring pass. Moxie keeping the front of the pack cleared. Gigi slides through, calls it off. Flint brought the cheering section tonight, man. Well, I don't know if those of you watching at home can hear that, but they are loud and proud, cheering on the team from the Vehicle City. That's going to bring Flint's total up to 9. Lansing yet to get on the board this bout. We're going to see if Hurterino, number 18, can change that for Lansing. Animaniac, number 44, rocking the star for Flint. And we've seen quite a bit of both these jammers on the jam line already this tournament, and it's going to be number 18, Hurterino, picking up lead jammer. Hurterino coming into that pack, sliding right past Tabby Cat, and Ronnie V calls it off just like that. Lansing on the board with 2 points. Barbie Flay, number 0, returning to the jam line for Lansing, joined by number 2, 2B Frank, jamming again for Flint. Oh, Frank busting right through that Lansing. Oh, never mind. Lucille Brawl just a little bit too quick there. Recycles Frank to the back of that pack. Inzy Mood lies in wait at the front. Frank recycled into the pack again. And on 1 foot on the outside lane, Frank picking up lead jam. Barbie, meanwhile, has her hands full with the Flint defense. Slim Fast and K Cotton forming a wall. Moxie's going to hit Barbie to the outside. Barbie takes a running start at the pack again, but here comes Frank for her first scoring pass. Oh, it's Lucille Brawl again with the recycling. Lucille trying to get a goat there in the back of the pack. Oh, and Frank has to line up again behind the pack. Nice work there, Lucille Brawl on that defense. And that was Barbie's first pass. This is Frank's first scoring pass. Frank coming through. And not be Karen's fingers go up. 1, 2, 3, 4 points going on the board for Frank. That's going to bring Flint's total up to 13, Lansing trailing at 2. Got some jammer on jammer high fives back there at the jam line. Emotional Jamage, number 12. Coming back to the jam line for Lansing. It's going to be Gigi Spitfire, number 15, wearing the star for Flint. And we're pushing and we're shoving, and look at that. It's number 12, Emotional Jamage. Is gonna be lead jammer, but here comes Gigi, fast, furious, and full of personality as usual. Little baby apex jump, just 2 wheels on the inside lane. Emotional Jamage comes around for 4. Gigi answering with 4 points for Flint. Tabby Cat keeping the outside lane clear, and for Gigi there, Gigi did pick up 2 points there. Oh, 3. Make that 3 points for Flint. Emotional Jamage answering with 2 more for Flint. So that's 6-point jam there for Lansing. 7-point jam for Flint. Lansing now at 8. Flint in the lead at 20. And we've got just 23 minutes left to go, I said, in this half. But AK has said we're going to just go full 60 minutes of Derby with no halftime. So those of you watching at home, I hope you took your bathroom break already. This is Animaniac back on the jam line for Flint, running into Inzy Mood and Strega in the pack. Lucille Brawl also coming in to assist. Sweet Poison, meanwhile, running into Moxie, Slim Fast, and Glitterous there in the back of that pack. And Glitterous and Slim Fast both working together put the halt on Sweet Poison. Meanwhile, Strega gathering her team close, and Animaniac skates right into the trap. Scoots right around Strega on the outside, and Animaniac will be lead jammer. The Flint crowd is just going wild out there. And it's Tabby Cat versus, Tabby Cat takes herself out there on the turn. And Sweet Poison coming around for, so that was Sweet Poison's initial pass. So no points yet. Animaniac coming in for a second scoring pass. Strega hits Hannah to the outside, forces a call off there. 2 points going on the board that jam for Sweet Poison of Lansing. Also 2 for Flint. We got Herderino, number 18, coming back to the jam line for Barbie Flay, number 0, returning to the jam line for Lansing. It's number 15, Gigi Spitfire, wearing the star for Flint. Gigi scoots around Inzy Moon, but now she has to deal with Social Smacktivist and Lucille Brawl. Lucille Brawl putting up a hell of a defense there at the front, but Gigi breaks right on through, picking up lead jammer. It's pivot versus pivot. Inzy Mood swatting Funky out of the way. Both of our jammers are neck and neck here. And Barbie Flay edges up, forces a call off there. So double goose egg on that jam. This is to be Frank, and the Flint fans are screaming, "Let's go, Frank!" in the background. Emotional Jamage, number 12, back on the jam line for Lansing. Frank sliding right into a Capital City wall there. Our jammers are almost neck and neck, and Emotional Jamage may be behind, but she is lead jammer, and Frank forces a call off there from Emotional Jamage. Another double goose egg on that jam. Herderino, number 18, returns to the jam line for Lansing. That's going to be number 44, Animaniac, rocking the star for Flint. Herderino running up against Crazy Train there on the inside line. Moxie also assisting there. But at the front of the pack, it's Inzy Mood and Strega and Social Smacktivist setting up the defense. Lucille Brawl also going to come in to assist. That is a powerhouse line of blockers right there from Lansing. Animaniac catcher. But no, Inzy Moon takes herself out. That's the break that Anna was looking for. Lead jam, Animaniac. But what's going on here in Flint? Moxie, again, amazing defense there. We got a star pass from Lansing to number 2, Inzy Mood. And this is Anna's scoring pass, first scoring pass of the jam. And Lansing forces a call off there from Anna. And Anna picked up 3 points there, and it looks like for Flint in that jam. That's bringing Flint's total up to 29. Lansing holding steady at 10. Barbie Flay, number 0, coming back to the jam line for Lansing. It's number 15, Gigi Spitfire, rocking the star for Flint. Motor City Kitty guarding that inside line. Yar holding everything together as per usual for Lansing. Oh, and Yar takes a swing and a miss just out of bounds. Gigi Spitfire will be lead jammer. Razor and Ronnie V have to let Barbie go. Here comes Gigi in the pack on her first scoring pass. And trapped behind the Lansing wall, Gigi calls it off. Gigi did pick up 2 points there for Flint. Lansing again held scoreless. We got Emotional Jamage, number 12, returning to the jam line for Lansing. And this is that's what I thought it is, to be Frank jamming for Flint, and Frank is going to be lead jammer. Slim Fast, meanwhile, has to let Emotional Jamage go. Frank coming in for her first scoring pass, and Inzi Mood and Lucille Brawl are ready. Boom! Inzi Mood laying the lumber on the turn, and Frank forced into a call-off. Frank did pick up 3 points there for Flint. Lansing again held scoreless. Lucille Brawl doing a quick mind meld there with bench coach Warhol. Herderino going into this next jam. That's number 18. And we got Frank coming in the jam again for Flint. Frank coming right up into Motor City Kitty. And Ms. Hyde there in the pack. Yar running back to recycle. And this is Herderino picking up lead jammer. We've got a star pass from Flint. It is number 737 Nailer on. No, number 18 Razor taking the star for Flint. A nice block there by Mick Jammer. That's going to be the jam. 1 point going on the board for each team. The streak is broken with Lansing. They're now at 11. Flint still in the lead at 35. Gigi Spitfire, number 15, returns to the jam line for Flint. It's number 0, Barbie Flay, jamming for Lansing. Gigi Spitfire busts through the Lansing defense yet again, picking up lead jammer. And Barbie Flay, through that pack, will not be lead jammer. Both teams keep. Oh, did you see that? Inzi Mood forcing Gigi out the last minute. And thanks to Inzi, Gigi picking up only 3 points on that pass. But Flint's defense holding strong. Lansing held scoreless on that jam. We got Emotional Jamage back on the jam line for Lansing, joined by number 44, Animaniac, wearing the star for Flint. And Emotional Jamage almost all the way through that pack, has to tangle with Tabby Cat there at the front, and Emotional Jamage will be lead jammer. Animaniac, meanwhile, taking a hit to the outside. Yar coming in to block. Tabby Cat blocks Yar, but It's too late. Emotional Jamage picking up all 4 points for Lansing. Bench coach, bad attitude, making the signal for Emotional Jamage to keep going. And Jamage tangling with Ronnie V in the pack. 4 more points and Emotional Jamage calls it off. So 8-point jam there for Lansing, and it's Flint's turn to be held scoreless. Still, we've got a 20-point game. Flint still in the lead at 39. Lansing trailing at 19. We got Herderino, number 18, returning to the jam line for Lansing. It's number 2, 2B, Frank, wearing the star for Flint. And coming through, it's Frank, gonna be lead jammer. And Frank, ooh, so close, Frank. Frank has to recycle back behind. Ooh, I think that, yes, that was Strega doing the recycling there. Inzy Mood lies in wait, but Frank's just a little too slick. And Frank is coming around for 4. Meanwhile, we got a star pass there from Lansing. Number 2, Inzy Mood, taking over as jammer. Frank has to get past Strega again. Ooh! And Strega hits Frank out of bounds. Frank decides to call it. Still, Frank, let's see. How many fingers does not be Karen holding up? Let's see. That was 3, so 7-point jam there for Frank and Flint. And Lansing held scoreless that jam. And Flint has called for an official review. The long whistle means we're back into action, and the jam timer has called 5 seconds. Barbie Flay back on the jam line for Lansing. It's going to be Gigi Spitfire jamming for Flint. Barbie gets past Tabby Cat there, and Barbie Flay will be lead jammer. And Gigi is out of that pack. Barbie coming in for a scoring pass. Nice block by Ronnie V. But here comes Yar knocking Ronnie out of bounds. And Gigi Spitfire sneaks right through the pack for, is that 2 points? 2 points on the board there for Flint. 4 going on the board for Barbie Flay. No, wait, that was 3. 3 points for Lansing that jam. That's going to bring Lansing's total up to 22. Flint still in the lead at 48. We've got just 9 minutes left to go in this first half, though. AK did say we're not going to have a halftime. Not sure if anyone listened, but we'll just have to see how things turn out. I'm just the announcer. No one tells me a thing. And Emotional Jamage picking up lead jam there for Lansing. And a Maniac getting blocked east, west, north, and south by Inzy Mood. Oh, Lucille Brawl takes herself out with that block. They have to let Anna go. Meanwhile, Jamage coming in for the scoring pass. Oh, Jamage breaks through the legendary Flint defense for 4 points. Flint held scoreless in that jam. That is number 2, To Be Frank, coming back to the jam line for Flint. She will be joined by number 18, Herderino, wearing the star for Lansing. Frank sizes up the pack before moving in for the kill. Just barely dodging past Yar. To Be Frank will be lead jammer. We got jammer on jammer action as Ronnie V takes a swing at Yar in the pack. Baby. Ooh, apex achievement not unlocked by Frank. Herderino, meanwhile, forced to the back of the pack by Tabby Cat, number 23 of Flint. Nice hit by Ms. Hyde of Lansing. Frank has to line up behind the pack again. Yar gathers her team together, and they get Herderino full through. That was Herderino's first pass, and that was Frank's first scoring pass. Frank calls it off after 4. Barbie Flay, number 0 on the jam line for Lansing. This is Gigi Spitfire, number 15, wearing the star for Flint. And Gigi, just a hop, skip, and a jump. Gigi becomes the lead jammer. Barbie Flay stuck in the pack there behind Razor of Flint. Slim Fast, number 4, gathers her team at the front, keeping the middle open for Gigi there. And that's 4 points going on the board for Gigi Spitfire. Barbie still on her initial pass through that pack. That was Gigi's first scoring pass, and Lucille Brawl forces her back to the back of that pack. Flint pivot. Slim Fast keeping that inside lane open for Gigi. 8-point jam so far for Gigi Spitfire, and Gigi still going strong. Barbie Flay, meanwhile, out of that pack, looking to cut in the lead, and Gigi comes through. And Flint fans know subtlety is not one of Gigi's strong suits. Did you see that grin she flashed? She knew. She picked another 4 points for Flint, and she knew she shut Barbie out. That was quite the grin of triumph there. Gigi Spitfire picking up 12 points there for Flint on that jam. Brett's going to bring their total up to 64. Lansing trailing at 26 with just 5.5 minutes left to go in this period. To Be Frank, number 2, wearing the star for Flint. We got Emotional Jamage, number 12, jamming for Lansing. Both jammers forced again to the back of that pack. Emotional Jamage gets taken out by the Ghost Blocker on the jam line. Ghost Blocker, and Emotional Jamage is out of that pack, but she is not lead jammer. Frank is lead, and the Mind Killer has something to say about that. Yar has to let Frank go, but that was no points yet for Frank, but Frank calls it. Emotional Jamage did pick up 3 points on that jam for Lansing. And nothing there for Flint. Animaniac returns to the jam line for Flint. That's number 44. Number 18, Herderino, is wearing the star for Lansing. And Animaniac slides headfirst into that Lansing defense, headed up by the formidable Inzy Mood, number 2 of Lansing. Lucille Brawl also getting a little love tap there on Animaniac. Anna forced all the way to the back of the pack there. Herderino, meanwhile, held to the back by that Flint defense. Nice recycling there by Flint pivot. Slim Fast. Moxie and Slim Fast and K Cotton line up for the defense there. Crazy Train also gonna assist. Herderino's got her work cut out for her. And Animaniac is lead jammer. Flint's cheering section at a fever pitch in the house tonight. Oh, nice little hit there from Strega, and Strega's going to recycle Animaniac all the way to the back of the pack. We got a star pass up from Lansing going to number 2, Inzy Mood. Anna calls it off mid-pack. That's double goose egg on that jam. Incredible defense there from Lansing on that jam. Back into action. Chi-Chi Spitfire returns to the jam line for Flint, but it's going to be number 0, Barbie Flay, picking up lead jammer. Oh, Barbie Flay in the middle of the pack. Gigi catches up like lickety split. Barbie Flay picks up 2 for Lansing, calls it off. To be frank, coming back to the jam line for Flint in this jam, and Coach Bad Aptitude of Lansing has called for an official review. Jam timer's called 5 seconds. We've got a minute and a half left to go on the period clock. And emotional jamage returns to the jam line, but you blink and you miss it. Number 2, 2B Frank's going to be lead jammer. Both teams keeping this pack moving. Former speed skater 2B Frank can catch up, and Frank slides through that pack, but she's got emotional jamage in her rearview mirror, calls it off as soon as jamage gets to the pack. Frank picked up 1 point there for Flint. That's going to bring Flint's total up to 66. Lansing trailing at 31. Sweet Poison, number 82, returns to the jam line for Lansing, joined by number 737, Naileron, wearing the star for Flint. And Razor and Hall & Oates doing a nice job. Razor putting the hit on Sweet Poison there. Hall & Oates also going to assist along with Ronnie V. Sweet Poison good and trapped behind that famous Flint tripod there. Sweet Poison goes for the outside. Razor just a little bit too quick. But Flint's got to let her go. No pack has been called. And Sweet Poison will be lead jammer. Meanwhile, we've got a star pass from Flint. Star going to number 27, Hall & Oates. And we got a pile up there on the straightaway. And Sweet Poison did put 2 points on the board in that jam. And we are back. For those of you just joining us, we are a little behind schedule this evening. We are halfway through Flint versus Lansing game. We've got Flint wearing white, Lansing in black. And we are starting this second half with Flint in the lead at 66. Lansing at 33, and number 15, Gigi Spitfire, just picked up lead jammer for Flint. And emotional damage through the pack, not lead jammer. Lindsay Mood laying the lumber on the turns. Gigi calls it off. Frank is coming up to the jam line for Flint, joined by number 82, Sweet Poison, wearing the star for Lansing. Oh, and Sweet Poison running right up into Razor's block there in the pack. Everybody's hitting the ground, and Mind Killer has to let Frank go. Frank picking up lead jammer. Motor City Kitty headed to have a seat in the sin bin. Sweet Poison out of that pack will not be lead. Yar holding down the line of blockers there for Lansing, and taking a cue from the bench. Frank calls it off. 3 points going on the, is that 3 or 4? 4 points going on the board for Frank, and Lansing held scoreless that jam. Coming back to the jam line for Lansing, going to be joined by number 44, Animaniac, wearing the star for Flint. Oh, and that's a track cut called on Animaniac. It's a power jam for Lansing. Flint lines up the defense at the back of that pack. Number 5, Moxie of Flint, holding things down with Kay Cotton there. At the back, Inzy Mood coming in like a wrecking ball, breaking things up for her jammer. And Inzy reaches back to give Herderino a hand. But yep, that's right, Herderino not lead jammer. Back is at a standstill. Flint forming a wall there in anticipation of Herderino. Oh, here comes Inzy Mood, ready to break things up. And out of the penalty box comes Animaniac. Inzy Mood switching from offense to defense effortlessly there. And Anna is out. That was Anna's initial pass. No lead jammer. We're going to go the full 2 minutes on this one, sports fans. Herderino putting 4 points on the board there for Lansing. And we got that pack moving fast. Axel Roll struggles to keep up as OPR. And we're spread out on the turf. We got pivot versus blocker action at the front of the pack as Slim Fast takes on Strega. Strega giving a little love tap there to number 44, Animaniac. Strega called off the track to the penalty box for that hit. And number 5 is Moxie and K Cotton putting the stop on Herderino there at the back of that pack. But here comes Animaniac into the waiting arms of Lucille Brawl. That's going to be the 2-minute mark. Incredible blocking there from both teams. Nicely done. And we got a 7-7 split there. Both jammers putting 7 points on the board for their respective teams. Flint now standing at 77, Lansing trailing at 40. Emotional Jam, looks at the bench and shrugs like, what, you wanted me to jam? I put the damn star on. And that's Gigi Spitfire, number 15, rocking the star for Flint. And Gigi Spitfire picking up lead jammer for Flint. We got a star pass from Lansing, and number 22, Yar, takes the star for Lansing. And that's Gigi, meanwhile, putting 4 points on the board for Flint. Yar coming in for her first scoring pass. And Razor and Tabby Cat lie in wait in the pack and zoom in through the pack, finding those invincible holes. It's Gigi Spitfire, 8-point jam so far for Flint. Dodging Strega there at the front, tangling with Motor City Kitty. It's another 4 points on the board for Gigi Spitfire. Coach Scooteroni makes the signal to keep going, and the jam's called off. Jam timer Marianne has called an official timeout. And we're back, and it's going to be To Be Frank on the jam line for Flint. Barbie Flay, number 0, wearing the star for Lansing. And what was that? Barbie Flay sneaking on the inside, picking up lead jammer. But here comes Frank, fast and furious. Let's see if Frank can force a call off here from Lansing. And both of our jammers are neck and neck. The pack is flying by at lightning speed. Frank forces a call off, and it's a double goose egg on that jam. We're back into action. It's going to be Naylor on the rookie, number 737, wearing the star for Flint. We got number 82, Sweet Poison, jamming for Lansing. Sweet Poison coming up against Tabby Cat Razor and Hall & Oates there in the pack. Here comes Miss Hyde trying to break things up for Sweet Poison. And you get a penalty, and you get a penalty. And Hall & Oates called out on a multiplayer. And Lee Jam going to 7-3. 7 Naileron. Naileron coming up against Ms. Hyde there in the back, and the rookie gets it done. 4 points going on the board for Flint. Flint's cheering section going absolutely bananas here on the sidelines. Sweet Poison, meanwhile, out of that pack. Pack is quite spread out on the straightaway there. Naileron calls it as Sweet Poison signals her points to her jam ref. Not Be Karen agrees. 4 points going on the board for Sweet Poison that jam. So 4-4 for both of our jammers. That's going to bring Flint Roller Derby just 7 points below the century mark at 93. Lansing at 47. We've got 22 minutes left on the period clock. And Coach Scotteroni has called a team timeout. Oh, never mind. I believe this is an official review. Okay, so we're welcome back. We are back in action here. This is number 15. Oh, never mind. That is number 737, Naileron. Jamming Gigi Spitfire. Sorry, I'm just watching the scoreboard change here. I thought it was Gigi out there wearing the star for Flint. This is Emotional Jammage, number 12, jamming for Lansing. And Holland has to let Jammage go. Emotional Jammage will be lead jammer. And Gigi Spitfire blasting past Strega and Inzi Mood there. Emotional Jammage, meanwhile, on her first scoring pass. Flint forces a call off there mid-pack. And Gigi did manage to steal 2 points there for Flint. And Emotional Jammage answering with 2 points for Lansing. Flint now just 5 points below that century mark at 95. Lansing at 49. Back into action here. We got Animaniac on the jam line, number 44 for Flint. That's Herderino, number 18, wearing the star for Lansing. Motor City Kitty and Yar holding things down in the front of the pack there. Animaniac looks for the hole. Motor City Kitty gives no leeway. Mind Killer also coming in for an assist there. Slim Fast, meanwhile, coming in to try to break things up. And Animaniac finally escapes the Mind Killer, picking up lead jammer. Slim Fast gathering her team, walling up the defense, but Herderino blasts on through. No star pass for Herderino just yet this jam. Oh, Animaniac right into the Mind Killer there in the pack and calls it off. Oh, let's see. Anna did pick up 2 points there for Flint. That's going to bring them up to 97. Nothing there for Lansing. They're still at 49. And we've got just under 20 minutes left to go in this game. That's To Be Frank returning to the jam line for Flint, joined by number 0, Barbie Flay of Lansing. To Be Frank doing a little spin move around Strega there in the back of that pack. Nice recycling from Ronnie V of Flint on Barbie. And To Be Frank will be lead jammer. We got blocker on blocker action there in the pack with Razor trying to put the stop on Lucille Brawl. And all the way through the pack, Frank comes through for 4, calls it off. That's going to take, never mind, that was 3 points for Frank, and that's going to take Flint right up to the century mark at 100 points. Lansing still 49. Sweet Poison, number 82, returns to the jam line for Lansing. That's going to be Gigi Spitfire, number 15, wearing the star again for Flint. Yar, number 22, holding things down in the pack there for Lansing. We got the Mind Killer and Motor City Kitty gonna assist. Gigi dodges. Motor City Kitty there picking up lead jammer. Sweet Poison, meanwhile, still on her initial pass. And here comes the dynamic duo. It's the Mind Killer and Yar at the front of the pack. Gigi persists, coming around for 4 points. Sweet Poison trying to get the star pass in the pack there. Gigi coming on for another scoring pass. Goes for the inside, then the outside. Has to contend with the Mind Killer yet again. The Mind Killer has to let Gigi go, and that's another 4 points for Gigi Spitfire. Lansing, Yarmageddon now taking the star, and that was Yarmageddon's first pass. That's going to be the jam. 2 more points. That jam, 10-point jam so far for Flint. And Lansing again held scoreless for another jam. And we're back into action. This is Anna. Wait, what's going on? I think, are we in a timeout? Yes, we are in a timeout. And timeout's ended. We're back into action with Herderino on the jam line for Lansing, joined by number 44, Anna Maniac of Flint. Social Smacktivist and Lucille Brawl holding down the line of defense for Lansing. Inzy Mood also going to come in for an assist. Oh, and Anna sneaks right around the outside lane, picks up lead jammer there for Flint. And Herderino coming in for her first scoring pass, and Anna halfway through her first scoring pass calls it off, shutting out Lansing yet again. Anna picking up just 1 point on that jam. No, wait. No, that was Herderino picking up the point. So sorry about that. Forgot Lansing was wearing black this bout for a second. It looks like Anna did get 2 points in that jam, so that's going to bring Flint's total up to 110, Lansing at 50. And that sounded like the whistles of a team time. It's an official timeout. And we are back into action. It is number 2, To Be Frank, wearing the star for Flint, joined by number 0, Barbie Flay of Lansing. Oh, so close. Yard recycles Frank back into the pack. Frank goes for the outside this time. Neatly dodges Motor City Kitty on the turn, picks up lead jammer. Barbie Flay, meanwhile, has to contend with Moxie and Glitterous in the pack there. Ronnie V recycling Barbie to the back. And Frank dodges Motor City Kitty again, picking up all 4 points there, that pass for Flint. And this is Barbie's initial pass, Frank's second scoring pass. Ms. Hyde and Yar teaming up to put the stop on Frank, but alas, their plan is foiled. Frank coming around for another 4 points for Flint. And that was, Barbie out of that pack at last. 50 seconds remaining on the jam clock. Frank going for another scoring pass, and that was Barbie's first scoring pass of the jam. 4 points going on the board for Barbie, and Frank calls it off mid-pack. Frank also picking up an additional 4 points there for Flint. 12-point jam there for To Be Frank. 4 points for Lansing, and we've got an official timeout. We're back into action here with just 14 minutes remaining in the bout. Gigi Spitfire, number 15, returns to the jam line for Flint. It's Emotional Jamage, number 12, and just blowing by Lucille Brawl. Gigi Spitfire picking up lead jammer. Flint lines up the deep cats with Tabby Cat and Hall & Oates at the front of the pack. Ronnie V also coming in there for a last hit, but Emotional Jamage is out and free. Meanwhile, Gigi Spitfire is coming around for 4 points, calls it off neatly. And that's a shutout by Flint. Flint still creeping up on the scoreboard, 126 to Lansing's 54. And Lansing has called a team timeout. And the jam timer has blown the long whistle. We are back, baby. And we got Barbie Flay, number 0, on the jam line again for Lansing, joined by Animaniac, number 44, wearing the star for Flint. Flint cheering section chanting Anna, Anna for their jammer. Mind Killer and Strago lie in wait there for Anna, and it's going to be Barbie Flay, number 0, picking up lead jammer. Barbie coming in for her first scoring pass. Glitterous has other plans, and it's a knockout there by Flint. Barbie calls that off from the floor. Mind Killer going to take a camp out there, down there just to keep her company. Barbie down but not out. Coming off the track under her own power. And a double goose egg on that jam. No points for anybody. To be frank, number 2 coming back to the jam line for Flint. It's number 12, Emotional Jamage, wearing the star for Lansing. Frank hitting that pack at full force is stymied by the Lansing defense. Emotional Jamage, blast, razor there, picking up lead jammer. Frank recycled to the back of the pack by number 10, Lucille Brawl of Lansing. And Inzy Mood right, lying in wait for Frank. Frank takes a ride on Inzy, and it's going to be a track cut on Frank. Power jam for Lansing. Emotional Jamage on her first scoring pass. Tabby Cat hurries to the middle of the bridge, and Emotional Jamage still picks up all 4 points. Tabby Cat headed to the penalty box. She's gonna keep Frank company in there. Emotional Jamage going for a second scoring pass. Flint's cheering section is going wild. But Emotional Jamage tunes it all out, coming around for 4 points. Hell of a jam for Lansing, 8 points so far. And Emotional Jamage is still going. Swing and a miss there from Ronnie V of Flint. Meanwhile, Frank coming back into the action, and Emotional Damage calls it off. And 2 more points going on the board there for Emotional Damage. So nicely done. Oh, make that 3 points. 11-point jam there for Emotional Damage. That's going to bring Lansing's total up to 67. Flint at 126, and they have Gigi Spitfire, number 15, coming back to the jam line. It's number 0, Barbie Flay, wearing the star for Lansing. We've got just 10 minutes left to go in this bout. Barbie coming up against a wall of white there in the back of that pack. Motor City Kitty and Sweet Poison have to let Gigi go, and Gigi Spitfire will be lead jammer. Ms. Hyde called out on a forearm. Barbie Flay brought to a halt by number 5, Moxie of Flint. Flint's pivot. Also taking a seat. That's Slim Fast taking a seat in the old sin bin. 4 points going on the board there for Gigi Spitfire. Barbie Flay out of that pack on her initial pass. Looks like Gigi's going for a second scoring pass. And Gigi just blowing past Barbie Flay in the pack. Nice hit out there by Sweet Poison. That's a no pass, no penalty on Gigi Spitfire. 3 points that pass. Gigi Spitfire now at 7 points, and she's not stopping. Gigi coming back into Sweet Poison. Barbie Flay goes flying. K Cotton doing some recycling. Gigi picks up 2 more points for Flint, calls it off. Barbie did steal 2 points in that jam for Lansing. That jam is going to bring Flint's total up to 132. Lansing at 69. Just 8.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Hispanic at the Disco, jamming for the first time this bout for Flint. Herderino, number 18, wearing the star for Lansing. And the Flint fans are cheering loudly for Disco from the sidelines. But Lansing doesn't care. They're determined to put the halt on Disco. Number 10, Lucille Brawl, holding down the defense there. And Lucille Brawl and Strega working together to recycle Disco to the back of that pack. Good work there by Lansing. Herderino picking up lead jammer. Now it's Inzy Moon's turn to recycle Disco to the back of the pack. Oh, Ronnie V has to let Herderino go. That's 4 points going on the board there for Herderino. So another, too late. Herderino called out on a track cut. It's going to be a power jam for Flint. Hispanic at the Disco still on their initial pass. Hispanic at the Disco taken out there on the sidelines. Oh, never mind. We got a star pass to number 27, Hall & Oates of Flint. The crowd starts cheering Oates in response. And Hall & Oates has the star on her helmet. Pack is at a standstill. Herderino still in the penalty box. And Oates coming around on her first scoring pass. Social Smacktivist and Lucille Brawl putting a stop to that kind of nonsense at the front of the pack. Hall & Oates, so close, Hall & Oates. Beautiful recycling by Lucille Brawl. And that was the chance Herderino needed to get out of that blast out of that penalty box. Come around for 4. Flint laying the lumber on the turn. Herderino wipes out and calls it off. 4 points going on 4 more points going on the board for Herderino. 12-point jam for Lansing. And that was can't tell if that's a 3 or an 8 for Hall & Oates. Barbie Flay on the jam line for Flint, joined by number 44, Animaniac of Flint. Yar doing a nice job holding that wall together for Lansing. Ms. Hyde, Motor City Kitty also assisting with the block. Sweet Poison also throwing a hip into Anna. And all four Lansing blockers tied up at the front of the pack. It takes a nation. 4 blockers to be exact to hold. Oh, Anna picking up a penalty there. Nice job by Lansing forcing a penalty on Anna. It's a power jam for Lansing. Flint switches to defense in the pack. Moxie lies in wait there for Barbie Flay in the pack. Glitterous also coming in for an assist. And out of nowhere comes Kay Cotton. And with the swoop, and Barbie Flay tumbles to the ground. Barbie's not down for long, though. Animaniac, fresh out of that penalty box. Barbie Flay lead jam. Not sure if this is an initial pass or a scoring pass for. Oh, that was an initial for Animaniac. I can never remember how penalties affect that type of thing. And Barbie picks up 4 there for Lansing, calls it off. And Flint coach Scouteroni moves to the center to speak with the refs. But the jam timers, and that was what I thought it was. Flint is calling a team timeout. With just under 4 minutes on the clock. Timeout's over. Jam timer's called 5 seconds. To be frank, returns to the jam line for Flint. It's going to be a number 12 emotional jamage wearing the star for Lansing. Oh, and Frank scoots through on the outside. Frank will be lead jammer, but out of nowhere, here comes emotional jamage there. Pack is moving fast. To be frank, coming in for her first scoring pass. Inzy Moon and Lucille Brawl lie in wait at the front of the pack, but Frank breaks on through for 4. Hit it and quit it. Frank decides to call it off, but emotional jamage also picking up all 4 points there for Lansing. And that's going to bring Flint's total up to 139, Lansing at 89. And we got just under 3 minutes left to go in this bout. And Flint fans, you're not going to want to miss the last game of the tournament tomorrow night at 5:30. You're going to be watching Great Lakes taking on Flint. And Lansing fans, tune in at 3:45 tomorrow to watch Lansing taking on Traverse City. Barbie Flay, number 0, back on the jam line for Lansing, joined by number 15, Gigi Spitfire of Lansing. Ms. Hyde doing some bridging there for Lansing in the back of the pack. Sweep in the front, in the middle of the pack. Sweet Poison has to let Gigi go. Gigi Spitfire will be your lead jammer. Barbie Flay takes another shot at her initial pass. This is Gigi Spitfire's first scoring pass. Motor City Kitty tangling with Spitfire. Nice little hip bump there by Sweet Poison. Oh, Gigi is immune to it all. Scooting right by for 4 points. Gigi coming into the pack again, hitting Ms. Hyde there. Down but not out. pausing for a little ride on Yard, but that gives Hyde, Sweet Poison, and Motor City Kitty time to line up the defense. Spitfire caught in their trap. Oh, Spitfire barely staying in bounds, coming around for another 4 points. Barbie Flay looking to get a star pass there. We have a star pass to number 82, Sweet Poison of Lansing. Oh, swing and a miss there from Yar in the pack, and Gigi Spitfire calls it. And shutout there by Flint. 8-point jam for Gigi Spitfire. Coach Bad. Oh, never mind. 2 points there for 2 more points for Flint. 10-point jam for Gigi Spitfire. And Coach Bad Aptitude has called a team timeout for Lansing. They're just as loud at Flint's home games. Let's go, Flint. Oh, great. What am I doing? All right, team out. And that timeout has come to an end. We've got just 56 seconds left to go on the period clock. Emotional Jamage is jamming again for Lansing, and Emotional Jamage will be lead jammer. Animaniacs still on her initial pass. Animaniacs Taglin with Social Smacktivist at the front of the pack coming out. Emotional Jamage on her first scoring pass. Tabby Cat and Ronnie V want to put the end to that, but Ronnie V has to let Emotional Jamage go. 4 points going on the board for Lansing. Oh, Inzy Mood lies in wait for Anna at the front of the pack. Little love tap there from Ronnie V on somebody. I forgot who already. Emotional Jam. Let's see, where is Emotional Jamage? Emotional Jamage trapped at the back of the pack there by Tabby Cat and Razor from Flint. And Anna triumphs coming through that pack for 4 points. And that's going to be the jam. That is going to be the bout, sports fans. Both of our jammers putting 4 points on the board in that final jam. And it's still the unofficial final, but I think it's safe to say the win is going to Flint for this bout. Congratulations. Great job, both teams. That final score is going to be Flint 153. And they're standing right in front of the scoreboard. I cannot see Lansing's score. Lansing 96. We are ready to announce the Jam of the Game and the MVP. Sorry, sometimes the mic's just harder than. And the Jam of the Game is gonna go to number 15 of Flint, Gigi Spitfire. Most valuable player gonna be Lansing player number 2, Inzy Mode. Congratulations! Congratulations! Everybody's going to want a picture with you.